This is the plastic shell of a Ulanzi VL49 video light. It used to be one of my main workbench lights until it tried to spontaneously combust during a recent video. It got dangerously hot to the touch, and once it finally cooled down, I opened it up and found the battery severely swollen. This is my second VL49, which I bought at the same time as the other one. It still works and the battery reads full, but given what happened to the first one, I'm not waiting around for this one to turn into a spicy pillow. I ordered 2 replacements from AliExpress, knowing exactly which one to get because I snapped the single photo of the swollen battery before trashing it. If you are wondering why I didn't film the puffy battery, my first instinct was survival, not cinematography, so I got rid of it immediately. To give you an idea of the heat we were dealing with, the plastic power switch actually melted a bit. Before we start the repair, a quick thanks to today's sponsor, PCBWay. I'm just tinkering with a pre-assembled circuit board today, but PCBWay is exactly where you go when you want to build your own. They are currently celebrating their 12th anniversary with some major sales. Right now you can order custom PCBs for just $5. Grab coupons and get 50% off 3D printing and CNC machining. Just upload your files, get an instant quote, and check the link in the description to catch the anniversary sale for your next build. Alright, I'm starting the repair on the working light first. It took a month for the replacement batteries to arrive, and since I left the broken light in pieces the entire time, taking this one apart will refresh my memory on where the screws go. Here's a funny discovery. The diffuser on this working light is actually a 3-piece assembly. On the faulty light, it got so hot that all 3 pieces melted together into a single block of plastic. Ulanzi hid a few screws deep inside the shell, and taking those out reveals even more hidden underneath. Once the board is free, it's time to desolder and take out the battery, which takes a bit of fiddling since it's adhered straight to the circuit board. Peeling back the protective foam reveals the battery info. Even though it isn't completely cooked like the other one, it is definitely starting to puff up compared to a brand new one. Good thing I pulled it. Before putting the new battery in, I cleaned the adhesive residue of the board using isopropyl alcohol and a plastic spudger, finishing up with a Q-tip. The new battery comes with a connector that I don't need, so I cut the wires, stripped them, and tinned them with fresh solder. I reused the foam pad from the old battery, applied some fresh double-sided tape on the other side, and locked it in place between the boards. After soldering the positive and negative leads to the pads, I put everything back together, confirmed the light turns on, and verified it takes a charge. This one is done, or so I thought. I moved on to fix the original melted light and started prepping the battery, only to realize I forgot to put the tripod thread mount back into the first light. So back open it goes. Mount installed, screws back in, and now it's actually done. Back to the melted light. I did the same wire prep, but since the old foam pad inside this one baked in the heat and crumbled, I used some fresh pieces of foam from my stash. The factory adhesive on this board survived the heat somehow, so I skipped the double-sided tape, dropped the battery in, and soldered the connections. Everything is screwed back together, it turns on, and it charges. So there you have it. 2 video lights saved from the trash, and definitely less of a fire hazard. If you enjoy watching me figure out how to fix things, hit subscribe. See you next time.